Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our virtual Tai Chi Thursday series brought to you by AARP here in Houston. My name is Simone Olivier, and I'm the director of Four Dragons Tai Chi. Every Thursday from 9:30 to 10:15 a.m., we will be practicing Tai Chi here on the AARP Texas Facebook page. And as you can see today, we are inside due to the weather. But we're going to continue practicing rain or shine. And because it's a little damp today, we're going to be doing something specific to help get the dampness out of the body, starting with a little self-massage, making sure that the joints are prepared for our practice. So we're going to take our time and ease into this. We're even going to start seated. So if you have a chair nearby, a comfortable chair, grab a chair and bring it in front of your screen as we start our practice. So let's go ahead and get started. You can also use something like an ottoman, anything that you have around the house, feel free to use that. So let's start having a seat and bringing your feet flat to the floor. We're going to also be working on the spine, the spinal health, and also some meditations for cleansing the brain as well, and making sure that the spine and the brain are all nice and healthy as well. So with your feet flat on the floor, and when you're sitting in your seat, making sure that your back is free, that there's nothing behind you, that your back is not touching the back of the chair. If you have arms on your chair, just make sure that your arms are free to move, maybe just letting your arms hang on the outside of the armrests. Okay? And let's start with our spine. Feet flat on the floor and feel your hips sinking down into your chair. Hopefully it has a cushion where you can sink and feel comfortable. Let your tailbone reach down, making sure that the pelvis is in a neutral position, that it's not tilting forward, arching the lower back, and also that you're not slouching, pressing the lower back out behind you, but finding that neutral position. And as you feel the hips sinking down, feel the rest of your spine lifting up. Imagining each vertebrae of your spine is like a beautiful pearl. And in between each pearl on the strand, there is some space in between each pearl. And as the strand of pearls is anchored down into the ground, it's also being lifted up and hanging, not being pulled too tightly. Just allowing the strand of pearls to hang from an uplifted position. And let's take 3 deep breaths, inhaling deep down below the navel here. Gathering up chi, exhale, letting it wash down through the body. Bringing in waves of energy, letting it wash down through the body, letting it blend with the energy of your body. Just like the rain, washing away any debris. And letting it revitalize the body, just like it revitalizes the plants. And let's bring the hands together in front of the heart, warming up the hands. So even though we're in the middle of summer, storms like these can bring excess dampness into our body, particularly affecting the spleen, but can also affect the muscles, the tendons, and the joints. And so we want to give ourselves some time to warm up slowly and not just jump into our practice. Open the fingers up and rub in between the fingers. Feel free to stay seated. Just wanting to show you my movements and rubbing the webbing in between the fingers. This helps warm up the joints in the hands. Get things moving in the hands. Interlace the fingers and rotate your hands in a circle, gently rotating the wrists and reverse. Bring the fingertips together like you're holding your ball and tap the fingertips. Hands lighting up the brain. Bringing blood and chi to flow to the extremities, all the way to the fingertips. And bring your hands apart. And bringing the first finger and thumb together, open. Our fine motor skills practice. Moving each finger to touch the thumb. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Speeding up just a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And listen. 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now bring all of the fingertips together, touching the thumb. Fingertips come on top of the shoulders and gentle shoulder rolls, making circles with your elbows. Just starting at about 70%. If the flexibility in your shoulders is pretty good, you can work on touching the elbows together if that feels good for you. If not, just let them come as close as they can. No need to struggle or push it. And now reverse. All right, and bring your hands down by your side. Warm your hands up again. Getting them really warm this time, creating some friction here. And bringing your warm palms to the lower back, rubbing between the ribs and the pelvis. Warming up the lower back, the kidney area, that when we have excess dampness and we have air conditioning, there's a tendency for the body to get colder, even though we're in the summertime and with the sun not shining. And now bring your hands to the knees. We're going to undulate the spine. And we're going to inhale, round the upper chest. Make a C with your spine as you inhale. Now exhale, the sternum reaches forward, pulling through your shoulders, lift up through your throat and your chin, reach up through the crown, long neck. Inhale, round the spine. Exhale, lift up. Use your arms to support, strong arms. Inhale, round the spine. And exhale, reach forward with your chest. And coming back to center, bring your hands together, warming them up. One last time. Bring your hands to your knees. Rub gentle circles around your knees, letting the warmth of your palms sink into the knee joints, sinking into the fluids of the knees, allowing the tendons and ligaments to relax and be warm. When they're cold, they have a tendency to be tighter. Reverse the circle around your knees. And let your hands rest on your knees, and we're going to rock the knees side to side, opening up the hips, the knees, and the ankles with the side to side motion. You're going to roll across your feet from the big toe side to the little toe side, and vice versa. Strengthening the inner and outer ankles here, helping with balance. You need strong ankles to have good balance. And coming back to center, making, just letting your hands rest below your navel here at the lower dantian. We're going to extend one foot out, pointing and flexing the foot. Tapping the heel, pointing the toe. Tapping the heel, pointing the toe. And relax. 3 times on the other side, starting with the heel tap. And then trying to reach the toe tap. The toe may tap the ground, may not. Don't force it. And relax. Now we're going to lift that heel, let it hover over the floor, and circle 3 times clockwise. And 3 times counterclockwise. And relax. Warming up those legs. 3 circles clockwise. 3 counterclockwise. And relax. Now we're going to make 2 gentle fists. Let them rest in your lap. Make sure that you're fully in your seat. And we're going to start with working with the left and right side body, which also helps to create more neural pathways between the left and right side hemispheres of the brain. So starting with one side and then cross body. So we're going to lift the fist, the knee with the foot flexed on the left side, and exhale, lower down. When you lift up, make sure you lift up through your spine. Don't lean back. Don't drop your chest. Keep your ribs hovering right over the hips, and the spine is lifting up through the back. Lift your knee up as high as you can today. Don't try to push it any higher. easing into our practice today. So same fist and knee rising up simultaneously, synchronized with the breath. Now we're going to alternate. We're going to do opposite fist and knee. So your left knee is going to come up and your right fist will come up. Continue to reach up through your spine. Try not to lean back. It's even a challenge for me. I have to constantly be aware not to lean back. Left knee, right fist lift up. Right knee, left fist lift up. One more on each side. And now we're going to lift and extend. Lift and extend out, reaching through the heel, reaching out through the fist, tall spine. Trying to make straight lines with our bodies here. Inhale. Exhale, extend. Warming up the hips, the knees, and the ankles, and the feet. And relax all the way down. Sit up nice and tall. Open and close your hands. We've been holding a gentle fist for a while now. And then let the palms open. The fingertips reach down towards the floor. Really extend the back of the hands. And wiggle the fingers, wiggle your toes. Take one heel out, and we're going to rotate in and out. The whole leg rotates in and out, massaging the inside of the hip here with internal and external rotation. And relax. Pull your heel back under your knee, extend your other heel out, and rotate your toes in and out. And coming back to center. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, let your arms lower down, hands lower down. All right, so continuing to work on the health of the spine. Today we're going to practice a Qigong warm-up called Rippling the Dragon Spine. This can be done either seated or standing. I'm going to demonstrate it seated at first, and then I'm going to also demonstrate it standing. So in order to be seated, you kind of want to be at a 45-degree angle in your chair, making sure both hips are in your chair firmly. And you're going to take one foot forward, possibly your left foot forward and your right foot back, right? And so here we use some imagery with Qigong, imagining a pearl at the base of your tailbone. And we're going to charge this pearl with energy. We're going to inhale, expand. And the energy coming out the center of our palms is charging that pearl. And as we exhale, we compress the energy. We contract the energy at the tailbone. We're going to do that 2 more times. Inhale. Focusing the energy at the tailbone. Exhale, let it compress. And 1 more time. And now we're going to take that pearl at the base of the tailbone and we're going to move it up through the spine, up the sacrum, up through the spinal column. And then imagining it coming up through the crown of the head. And you're holding it in between your palms. The hips are sinking down. Everything else on the spine is rising up. On the exhale, we're going to reach out, hinging from the hips, pressing the feet against the floor, creating some resistance, bringing the pearl down in front of your front foot, imagining it floating down into the floor, coming back up the back leg, bringing it back to the base of the tailbone. We're going to do that 2 more times. Inhale, rise up, elongate the spine. Gazing forward, exhale, lower down, working within your range of motion, keeping the spine relatively straight. Mainly just keeping it long. The spine is not inherently straight. It has 2 curves. So keeping within the natural curvature of the spine, but just lifting and opening it up. Moving the cerebral spinal fluid. And we're going to hold it here at the hips. Now what you're going to do is you're going to switch legs. So you're going to turn to the other 45 degrees if you're sitting, and you're going to bring your back leg forward. We're going to repeat this. Now I'm going to do it standing. Feel free to stay seated if you like. So we're going to charge the pearl at the tailbone again. Inhale. And exhale. And we want to charge this pearl with warm, healing light. Letting warm energy burn off any excess dampness in the spine, in the joints, between the vertebrae. And now let's move that pearl up the spine. Inhale, coming up. Feel your feet rooted to the ground. As you exhale, the knees are soft, hinging from the hips. Bring the pearl down in front of your front foot and bring it up the back leg, up to the tailbone. The weight shifts slightly. Here we're even between the front and back leg. As we reach up and out, we shift the weight forward, grounding through the back heel, not overreaching. And then we shift the weight back, pulling the energy up the back leg. Making these circular movements with the body. Inhale one more time, rising up. Exhale out. Moving your body synchronistically. And hold it here, focusing at the tailbone. Now we're going to reverse the flow. We're going to charge the pearl again. Inhale. Exhale, concentrating the energy at the tailbone. Inhale, expanding it. And now we're going to take that energy and we're going to bring it down the back leg, shifting back. Shifting the weight forward. Reaching for the pearl as it rises up. Coming back to center. Down through the spine, from the crown all the way down the spine, down to the tailbone. Shift back, down the back leg. Shifting to the front leg. When the spine is long and open, we get more blood flow and more energy through the nervous system down into the legs, so our legs get stronger. If our spine is tight, we get less energy and blood flow into the legs, and the legs feel weak. And hold it here. Now we're going to switch feet. So you can do that by either stepping forward and switching your other foot back, making sure that you have a nice wide stance. I'm going to turn to the side so that you can see me a little bit better. And you want to make sure that if you're standing, that your base is wide so that you have a nice, firm, solid foundation. Again, you can practice this seated as well, following along seated. So let's charge the pearl at the tailbone. Inhale. And exhale. And let's continue. Take a nice deep breath in. As you exhale, we bring the pearl down the back leg, out the sole of the foot, down into the floor. Shift your weight forward. And you may notice a difference in your legs. That's perfectly fine. Guide the pearl down the spine, making sure that the energy can flow both up and down. So that the cerebral spinal fluid does not become stagnant or sluggish. You may notice as you practice that your flexibility starts to increase, that you might only be able to go down to your knees at first, and by the end of the practice you can go down to your ankles, or you just might feel the spine a little bit more looser, more comfortable. At the end of the practice, relax the kneecaps, coming down. Shift the weight forward, ground through both feet. Weight now evenly distributed, knees soft, coming down. This time we're just going to let our hands rest at the lower dantian. You can bring your feet evenly with each other. You can sit facing forward in your seat, or you can remain standing facing your screen forward and just breathe. Closing your eyes, but keeping them partially open. And notice how your spine feels now. All right, and slowly open your eyes, keeping your breath nice and long and slow. If you're seated, I want you to take a deep breath in as you press your feet down to lift up, and try not to use your hands. Inhale. Good. And relax. All right, if you, we're going to continue practicing standing. However, if you want to follow along seated today, that's perfectly fine. I'm going to move my seat out of the way so that we can practice standing. If you want to move your chair as well, feel free to do that. All right. So I'm going to be facing you, mirroring you, and then I'm also going to turn to the side. Feel free to stay forward facing as we continue with our Tai Chi for Health practice. So let's start with our feet close together. Feet maybe an inch or two apart, heels underneath the hips, and find the soles of your feet. Find your hips. Feel the front of the hips lifting up, back of the hips sinking down. Feel the navel reaching back towards the spine, and the spine should feel nice and long here. And let's begin. Inhale the wrist up, our commencement form. Exhale, bend the knees, shift the weight, lift your heel, hands at the hips. Step forward, reaching the heel out, circling up with the hands. Bow stance here. Into horse stance, stepping out to the side. Fingertips point up, open, close. Stay right where you are. I want you to be able to see my feet. Single whip. Shift the weight. Step forward and out with the heel. Nice low stance. Press forward. Looking out over your left fingertips. Single whip. Transition. Shifting the weight back. Empty stance. Hand follows the foot. We're going to do a stationary cloud hand since we're inside today. Stepping out to the side. Shift the weight. Turn. Shift your weight and turn. One more. And now we're going to bring the foot in and we're going to raise our stance. Knees are still soft and we're going to open close. Now we haven't practiced this, but just follow me. Single whip. Shift the weight. Reach out with your heel. Push forward. We're doing it on the other side now. Following the right hand with the eyes. Shift the weight back. And post. Empty stance. Cloud hands on the other side. Step out. Reach out with the palm. Shift the weight. Turn the hips. Shift the weight. Turn the hips. Hips are even. Pelvic floor is even with the floor. Feet flat. Now bringing your foot in, letting your hand follow. Coming back to open close. Inhale. Raise your stance. Exhale. And we're going to close that out. Releasing the arms down by your side. Coming back to our beginning posture. Let's go into this. Once again, we've added on just a little bit, but it's already movements that you've already practiced on one side, and now we're practicing it on the other. Let's go straight in so that we can run through this 2 more times. This time, I'm going to stand to the side. Inhale. Nice long spine, like the strand of pearls hanging from the sky. As you exhale, bend your knees, shift your weight to the right, lift your left. Oh, excuse me. Bend your knees. Inhale, arms up. Exhale. Palms face each other. Shift to the right. Lift the left heel. Circle up as we step forward. Shift the weight. Stay low. Stay even. Step out to the right. Horse stance. Bend the knees. Long spine. Inhale. Exhale. Shift the weight left. Step out with the right. Bow stance. Single whip. Follow your left hand. Shift the weight to the left. Empty stance, transition into cloud hands. Step out to the right. Shift right, turn the hips. Shift and turn. Making this infinity symbol with the hips. Taking your left foot in, left hand comes up, open, close. Raise your stance, let your knees and legs relax. Nice deep breath, exhale, bend the knees. Shift the weight to the right. Step out with the left heel, single whip again. Feel the resistance of your feet against the floor as you shift into your front leg, pushing the arms out, spreading them apart, following your right hand. So the eyes follow the openness of the legs and the chest to the right. Shift back, empty stance, transition into cloud hands. Step left, shift and turn. Shift right and turn. Nice, smooth, even movements. Nice, smooth, even breath. Natural movements, natural breathing. Take your right foot in, right hand comes up. Raise your stance, open, close. And relax all the way down. All right, and now we're going to practice it one more time. This time I'm going to be facing the back so that we can follow all together. Starting with your feet close together. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale. Relax the shoulders, bend the knees. Inhale, arms up. Exhale down. Commencement form. Open, close. Single whip. Cloud hands. Open, close. Single whip. Follow to the right. Transition. Cloud hands. Coming back to open, close. Raising the stance. And exhale. Relax your arms down by your side. All right, so from here, just stay standing. If you want to, you can spread your feet out a little bit wider. And we're going to end with a closing meditation, bringing your hands to your lower dantian. This meditation is for cleansing and nourishing the brain. So imagining that you are standing in a white fog or mist of healing light. And on a day like this, it's very easy to imagine. And as you inhale, imagining that you are inhaling this healing mist in through the tailbone and up through the spine. And it begins to pass over the brain, clearing out anything that is dark, turbid, or cloudy, or stagnant. And on an exhalation, you're going to exhale all of the dark cloudiness out through your mouth. We're going to do this again each time the cloudiness gets clearer and clearer as it washes all away. Inhale. Taking that fine healing mist, that white healing mist, bringing it from the tailbone up through the spine, letting it reach into all of the folds, the brain. And on an exhale, we release out the cloudy chi out through the mouth. And one more time, inhaling clear, bright, white mist in through the spine. Letting it nourish and cleanse the brain. Exhale. Releasing the stagnation out through the mouth. Just standing here with your eyes partially open. Noticing how your spine feels. Notice how your body feels from the Tai Chi practice. And hopefully you're feeling very calm and peaceful from the practice and feeling good in your body. Let's close out the practice by bringing your feet together and inhaling your arms up. Sealing in this wonderful practice with our Tai Chi hand seal. Wishing you good health, good outlook, good attitude, and a nice, peaceful, restful day. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I can't wait to see you again next week. Until then, Dao An, wishing you peace on your path. See you next time.
Hi, I'm Rosalinda Martinez with AARP Texas. We hope you enjoyed today's Tai Chi virtual class. We'd like to thank Li Fu, director of Four Dragons Institute, Tai Chi for Health and Longevity in Houston, for leading the lesson. And thank you for joining us. Tune in next Thursday at 9:30 a.m. for another lesson. Remember, you can catch this 45-minute weekly class on the AARP Texas Facebook page. You can reserve your spot there too. We've also put prior classes on aarp.org/Texas. This series runs through July 2nd. See you next week.